have a question for Chef Manisha. Now, we just spoke about brand Modi and the things that are being done to make him exciting. I think millet right now has a very Doordarshan vibe to it somehow, and I think it needs a little bit of a Netflix vibe. So, Manisha, tell us how, like, I know how to have millet in my roti and in my upma. How do I make millet exciting? And not for the millennial, but for the generation after that.
You're so right, to move away from the Doordarshan vibe to the Netflix vibe. So when we did G20, the challenge was given to us to add millets in the menu. So we all sat down and we thought through the whole thing and we said, let's look at the menu from a new dimension. So we looked at something, I thought Indian but cooked global. That was the whole mantra. So we went to
That's
the,
beautiful. So think Indian, but cook global.
because I was catering to 42 heads of state from across the world and we were putting India on the stage. So I had to put the humble grain, which is millet, on the global plate. So it was important for me to bring that millet goodness forward, but in a very interesting and a unique twist to it. If I was to just make a millet khichdi, maybe it wouldn't have resonated very well with my audience at that point of time. So we all saw what happened, with the millet menu. It got rave reviews. So that's what we did. So we incorporated millet in each course, but not very on the face of it. People didn't even know, didn't even think that they were eating millet. It was so tasty and so well presented.
So what are the kind of things that you made?
So we made a three-course menu because the time limit is little tighter for this kind of state dinners. We had
Yes.
to finish it in within an hour. So we did a starter which was called Patram. So I took the theme of Sharad Ritu because autumn had only started, about to start. It was the end of September. Um, so we took the autumn theme, and so that is falling leaves. So I started with the patram. So patram was served on a millet papdi. So it was a spherical chutney which was enrobed in the yogurt sphere. Of course, put with the chutney dust, which was dehydrated. So, like I'm saying, I'm
Wow.
thinking global at that point of time, but
Yeah.
I'm cooking Indian. So that's what we did, and we presented the food. And the main course was, again, we wanted to showcase the indigenous ingredients that India has to offer.
So,
So,
so Chef, when you say indigenous ingredients, we just had this discussion off stage about how millet is not technically indigenous because it has certain African roots. I have a question for Dr. Valli here, saying that the grain fossils that they found in Mehergarh, which is conventionally the first Indian civilization, was mostly emmer wheat and barley, and ancient Hindu scriptures mention the presence of, again, a lot of barley. So where are millets mentioned in terms of Indian history, and can we as a country take ownership of millet being indigenous?
No, I disagree that millets are indigenous. Millets are universal. That brown top millet is called American millet. Foxtail millet is called Italian millet. Little millet is called African millet. Barnyard millet is called German millet or Japanese millet. What it means that millets were there everywhere, everywhere and everywhere. So Jesus Christ ate unleavened bread. Muhammad Paigambar drank barnyard porridge. Like this, I can go on rambling. And our Srinivas, our Balaji, Timappa, down south, Tirupati, he was cured of his injuries by giving little millet porridge by Vakula, his mother. And Varahaswamy was, after fighting 18 years or 18 days, we don't know exactly, his lungs were so udveg and angry. So the bhaktas asked, what do we do? He said, give me Priyangu Paisa, Priyangu Kheer, that is foxtail millet. So, and pyramids, you find not wheat and rice, you find the millets.
Millet.
And come down, we have wonderful temple sculptures where you find these wonderful millets in the hands of the women sketched on the temple walls. So these millets were the only food that humans ate because when they could walk, they could get to their hands. Is 90% of the land is covered by these wonderful grasses called C4 grasses. Out of 6,000 varieties, Humans used more than 200 millets all over the planet, all over the planet. So it's to our luck and credit that we have in the last 100 years not lost all the seeds of these grains. And luckily, I came back in 1991 recognizing that we are losing the biodiversity of food because corporatization of food made it monoculture, because New York people eat pizza, and in Chamarajanagar, a small town in my Mysuru district, also eats pizza. Absolute nonsense.
So,
There is no, so these are the kinds of things that we have lost.